Yo, yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to part 2 of our Dark Souls playthrough. In the first part, we did the Undead Asylum, got all those goodies there. So for this one, we're going to run around Firelink Shrine, meet all the NPCs, get all the items that are here, and then I'm actually going to go down to a couple of late game areas and get a couple items that I want to collect that are going to make the playthrough a little bit easier. First off, we're going to run through this archway here, grab us some fire bombs, because fire bombs can be very, very useful. And then we're going to go talk to this boy right here.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
He's going to be an asshole at first.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
And he gives the cop a coin.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Go ahead and say yes.
Then first, a covenant with the gods.
And go ahead and join the covenant. Now don't worry, this does not lock you into this covenant. You can still change covenants and get all the other ones and all that good mumbo jumbo as you go.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
So we can go ahead and learn a gesture from him right now. And then this guy here is a merchant, and he will sell you faith spells. So if you're doing a faith build, this will be your man to come and get you some stuff. He's got a couple different talismans. I assume they do different things, like changing your cast speed or making certain spells more effective. Never played a caster, so I don't know 100%. I'm gonna run up here, grab the soul item, and then we're gonna run back down and drop down this elevator shaft. Come around through here, and we got some goodies. Got some homeward bones. Those are going to come in handy for the late game areas that we are going to. The Morning Star is a really good weapon if you're doing a strength build, early arm, cracked red eye orb. I believe all that does is allow you to do invasions and a little bit of PvP. Grab the Lloyd's talisman and drop on down here. Now these skeletons hurt quite a bit, so make your run through. Gonna grab the large soul. Just gonna keep running, keep running. Gonna grab the Zweihander. Keep running. We're gonna grab the binoculars. Again, just keep running. Because this area is not a fun area. Gonna go up here, grab the winged spear. And we're gonna do our best to get past these guys without dying. And we're gonna make our way back to the bonfire. There are a couple more items down there that we're gonna run to and get, but with all of them spawned, it's just easier to rest here, reset all that, get a breather. Now, I grab the humanity. And then there's a couple items up here that we are going to get as well before we go back to the graveyard. Gonna walk around here for another soul item. Gonna go up top here and circle around. I can't remember. I think this is also a soul item. This is not gonna be a 100% walkthrough. I doubt that I know where every single item in the game is. I'm just gonna collect as much as I can that I know where it is. Alright, so we're gonna drop down here. Another soul item. And then we are going to run down here and grab the round shield. And that is all she wrote for this area. We are getting out of here. Now, I know I said I'm doing a dex build, and those of you who know this game, you're probably thinking, oh, I know where he's going to go next. He said a late game area. He's going to go to the catacombs, and he's going to get the great scythe. No, I'm not going to do that. While the great scythe is probably the best dex weapon in the game, and I could go through the catacombs and get it right now, I personally hate that run. I don't want to go to the catacombs right now. I don't like it. The late game areas that I'm talking about, after we talk to this guy first.
What do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no celebration here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
Alright, and then he's gonna have a bunch of dialogue.
You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
That's a tease for what you should do at the end of the game, by the way.
Humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
He mostly is just here to like give you tips if you ever get stuck at where you are.
You might regret it.
Don't hit this guy. He's just a pain in the ass, and then every time you rest here, he will be here trying to fight.
Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
Alright, and then that is just him telling you
Hell, what is it now?
where to go.
You ask too many questions. What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
And that is going to be the end of his dialogue. Just make sure you exhaust all the dialogues with all the NPCs. So we're going to come down here. This here is the Firekeeper. This is where you'll come to upgrade your Estus Flask and make it stronger. Gonna go ahead and drop off here and make our way down to the new Londor Ruins. Londo Ruins, sorry. Go ahead and drop down, get the soul item. Now, all of these baddies that you see sitting down here, they won't attack you unless you attack them first, so you're good to run through this area here. Get you the S-Stock. Pretty decent dexterity weapon. It's a rapier, so it's got a thrusting move set, so it's honestly pretty good. Alright, go ahead and smash through this pot here. Pillage's Corp, get you the Transient Curse. That is going to allow us to hit the ghosts in the upcoming area. So we are going to go ahead and pop this here. And then we are going to run in, take our time, beat these two ghosts. Because I would recommend just going ahead and beating these two ghosts. It will make your time here a lot easier. Careful, because they do have some ranged attacks. They're not too terribly bad. You just cannot hit them until you pop the curse. So where we are actually going is right around here. You're going to see that shiny right there. When you get to the end of this, be careful, because it is a little ledge and you will fall into the water and die if you fall off the ledge. We don't want that. A little closer, you can see the walkway there. Just come out just enough where the ghosts spawn. And then go ahead and run on back here. We are going to kite them over this way. Make sure you get all three of them. And we're going to pull them this way over here. And then we are just going to, make a run for it. Back across the bridge here. And be very careful as to not fall off. Grab the Firekeeper Soul, and then we are going to Homeward Bone out of here back up to firelink. Now that is not something that you have to do, but it's something that I would really recommend because the Firekeeper Soul allows us to go and get our Estus Flask upgraded, and having an upgraded Estus Flask this early is a massive, massive help. Alright, now we're going to make one more run. And honestly, you can sprint through the game. It'll make it faster, obviously. But this game looks absolutely amazing. I would definitely recommend just take your time when you're walking through an area, especially if you don't know where you're going, what you're doing. Don't know what you're going to run into. Just conserve your stamina, just walk around, take in the game, and enjoy it. Because this game really is wonderful. I was talking to a friend of mine last night about this. Upon replaying this game, this might be my favorite game in the Souls series. I love Dark Souls 3 to absolute bits. And unpopular opinion, I actually really like Dark Souls 2 as well. So now we're back in the New Londor ruins. That is the way we went to get the Firekeeper Soul. This time instead, we're going to walk around this way. We're going to go down here and talk to this magic blacksmith here.
This is unusual. You haven't lost your head. And more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't cry. I'm Rickett of Vinay. I was once an established smith. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
I can't, Rickett.
Hmm? What is it? Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. I've no intention of escaping. It's safe here. Can't bear the thought of going hollow out there. Although, I must admit, Not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in
Alright, and this guy here this is the first blacksmith that you can run into. He's not the first one you're supposed to run into, but he's the first one you can't run into. If you purchase items from him, he sells a couple sorceries here for intelligence-based casters. Soul Arrow, from what I understand, pretty good. Worth picking up a second one of that, just so you have two. And you can get the Sorcerer's Catalyst. If you did not pick the Sorcerer class, this will allow you to cast intelligence-based sorceries. Again, you can reinforce all your weapons here. We do not have any Titanite shards, so we cannot reinforce any of our weapons or anything here. So, now that we've talked to him, that's all we wanted, really. So now, we're going to go and get the Dragon Crest, Great Shield, and Astoria's Longsword, I think is what it's called. It starts with an A. I can never remember the name. You can only do this now if you chose the Master Key as your starting item. Grab the soul item. I'm going to go across the bridge here. Now, this way here, this is the back entrance to Blighttown, the area where the guy sitting by the bonfire at Firelink was telling us one of the bells of awakening is that we have to ring. You can go in this way and it will be closer to the boss. I probably will not be going this way. I probably will go the main entrance after we finish the depths, just because I don't like the claustrophobic area of the start of Blighttown, so I don't want to enter this way and work my way back. I want to start there, knock that out, get it done with, because I don't like the beginning of Blighttown. Ironically, the Poison Swamp, I don't really care about as much. But the area with the guys that spit the toxin, I want to get that over with as soon as I can. That's the part of Blighttown that I hate. So, go ahead and come across this bridge here. And that dragon right up ahead is where we are going. As you can see, he's got a couple of goodies. He's got 3. He's got 2 right there, and then he's got 1 over here by his hand. Now, I believe the way this guy works is he does not move until you pick up the Dragon Crest shield specifically, which should be that item right there on the right. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the soul item, grab the sword, and then we're going to grab the shield. And you probably will die. Just forewarning you. You probably will die if you are not lucky. Nope, never mind. Yep. Alright. He got us. As you can see, if my guy would have dodged instead of doing the jump, I accidentally double tapped. Probably would have made it out of that, but it's fine. We only lost 700 souls. Not that big of a deal. I'm not going back down there for 700 souls and dealing with that again. We got all the items. That's all that matters. The reason that I wanted this shield is because it has extremely high fire resistance. And that is going to be extremely, extremely helpful for the boss in Blighttown. But it's also got a 100 on the physical damage reduction. So, I am going to go ahead and replace our little crappy shield with the Dragon Crest Great Shield. And we are done with that for the time being. Actually, let me adjust this and fix this. I like having my humanity there, homeward bones there. So humanity are items that you can pop and it will restore you back to 100% HP from wherever you're at. Even if you're at 1 HP, it'll take you all the way back up to 100%. The counter up there in the top left corner right by my health bar, that is how much humanity, how much soft humanity you have right now. Humanity is used for a couple of things. You can reverse hollowing and you can kindle a bonfire. Those cost humanity, so those each will take 1 humanity apiece. I do not recommend kindling every single bonfire. It's just not really worth it, in my opinion. Now, kindling a bonfire, what does that mean? Right now you can see we have 10 Estus flasks, because this bonfire here is already kindled. When you rest at a kindled bonfire, it will give you 10 Estus flasks instead of 5, like a non-kindled one does. The only thing that I will do is I am going to go ahead and pop a humanity, and we are going to go ahead and reverse our hollowing. Because what that does is it gives us a bit more health. And then we are going to pop the soul items real quick. And we are going to level up as much as we possibly can before we end this part and go into the next area. And then if you are playing a faith-based, if you're doing like a hybrid of like faith strength or faith dexterity, that sword that we just got by the undead dragon, it scales really well with faith, dexterity, and strength. So I would definitely recommend using that straight sword. And it looks like it's going to be all of our soul items, so let's see how many levels we can get. We can get there, and we can get a couple points into vitality. Perfect. We can now one-hand our weapon when we get it, and we can also start pumping vitality now, which is going to be very, very important. So with that stuff out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you shortly in episode 3. Peace out.